Yeah. Scared myself.
Welcome back to Johnny Custom Glocks Frontside Press, where we are in band mode, I guess.
I am the Grinch that stole Mike and Julie's feed. You cannot see their faces. Came without feed and boxes and audio. The audio is working though. So yes, just to let everybody know, apparently their shit's not working. Can't see their faces. You can hear their voices. You can see and hear me, which is the most important part of the show.
That's right.
And then you can hear them. So we're gonna plow through as best we can to bring y'all fantastic holiday episode with voiceovers. Y'all can play the Ghost of Christmas Past.
10 minutes, we're gonna do it.
Christmas Future or whatever. You can just haunt us with your voices.
Yeah, the ghost of the internet past.
Mm-hmm.
John said you forgot to pay the light bill.
Yeah.
I don't know what that
Pay the audio bill, just not the video bill.
Right. Yep.
So, all right, like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share, and don't forget to comment. All right. We're not going to spin the wheel tonight because we can't see it and stuff like that. So we'll crank it back up in the new year. But go over to Jeff's YouTube channel. All right. If you haven't already done that, follow him. Subscribe to Musings with MGL. Oh, this is cool because now I can wear my glasses and read everything.
Yeah. So real quick on that, as you and I were discovering today, there's a lot of bullshit information out there on the interwebs and the YouTubes of the world. There is a video that Mike found today that was like the 5 gun law changes in Florida, and they were all wrong. Like they were literally all wrong. They were like made up or fake. If you do some research into the video, it was produced in India and it was AI generated. So literally everything about the video was fake. So obviously be very careful about getting your gun news or gun law from YouTube or the internet. Make sure you go to a reputable place where you know you're going to get the true information, such as Musings with MGL, where all my stuff is not AI generated. Can't afford it. I'm not based in India. I'm right here in the great Southwest Florida area, along with everybody else. So go like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I haven't made videos in a little bit because of the holidays, and I've actually had a lot of trials, and I've been busy at work. But after the first of the year, I'm going to start cranking out videos again because there are some new laws coming up, but we've talked about most of them on here. And even if I don't do a separate video on it, you can go back and watch our archives because we always touch on them when they come out. But yeah, be very careful about internet gun laws and gun lawyers out there. Don't ever believe any of that, and go to your reputable source, namely me. Public service announcement.
I couldn't find anybody reputable, so I had to call you.
Right. You had to have me look at the video.
Right.
I mean, the first thing in the video was you have an automatic duty to inform cops that you're carrying. And if not, you're going to be arrested and thrown in jail. So they literally said, if you get pulled over and a cop walks up to your window, the very first thing you're supposed to tell him isn't, here's my driver's license or registration. You have to tell him immediately, affirmatively, I have a gun and I'm concealed carrying it. If you don't, you've committed a crime. And then when you get out of the car, it literally says this. It literally says, if you step out of the car, you have to remind him that you have a concealed carry permit and a gun. And if you fail to remind him of what you just told him when you got pulled over, you could also be charged with a crime for that because you didn't remind him that you're carrying a gun. So it's all completely made up. We have no affirmative disclosure duty here in Florida. It's completely made up. So everything in that video was bullshit from example 1. So just be very careful when you see those videos. Do a little bit of research into them. Make sure that they're, proper and you're following the correct people. And call me and email me or whatever you have questions.
It was so bad, I thought it was Babylon B that posted it.
My favorite part is when they said that 7 people have already been arrested in the first week of January.
Right.
So now
We're still in
they're
December.
fortune telling.
Right.
You tell the future.
Well, and one of them said 120 something people have been arrested crossing the Florida border on the crime, on the laws that they say themselves don't take effect until January 1st, 2026. So how the fuck are they arresting people at the border already for crimes that haven't even gone into effect? So yeah, the entire thing was completely made up.
People that are coming over the border.
Yep.
Like,
but
really?
It's making the rounds. And then Julie sent me the AI thing that was an AI of Donald Trump giving a speech saying that we now have national reciprocity with your concealed carry permit, so you can travel anywhere you want with your permit in all 50 states and feel free to do so. And it was Trump from the Oval Office, and it was clearly like an AI generated speech of the president saying we now have national reciprocity, so feel free to travel around with your guns and your permits, which is not true as well, because there is no national reciprocity. So they're all full of shit. So be wary of everything you see going forward. This AI thing is really going to screw some things up going forward here, I think, is going to be interesting to see how it goes. But subscribe to me, and you'll always get the truth.
There you go. All right, speaking about the truth, let's spank the sponsors real quick.
Yeah, you got to do the other sponsors now.
All right, so our king sponsor.
Damn it, I wasn't even paying attention.
Johnny Custom Glocks, because life is way too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. So don't. Give it to me. Better late than never. There we go. So go get yourself a Johnny Custom Glocks. Make sure you're following him on all his social media. And we'll talk. There's something I want to talk about on social media in a second. All right. So he's got the, if you got a 43, a 43X, or a 48, go get yourself the 4311. All right. Or go watch a video on how that works, because it's something else. It's a great trigger. And then he's got his GAT 11 coming out. Well, I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about it, but GAT 11's coming out, which is the big version of it. Right. And then we'll have to see what he does to the Gen 6. All right. Our Jester sponsors, Sean Hilton at SmokeShow3D.com.
Woo-hoo! Yeah, baby.
Woo, always hooking us up. I got a whole box of those things sitting up here with the armors block and the keychains and stuff like that. So thank you again to Sean for taking care of us. And last but not least, the Self-Defense Emporium. For hooking us up with the hour on the simulator every month. All right. So we're going to do the toast, even though you can't see us toast. So I'm just going to give you one. Here's to everybody, all right, that always supports us, always sticks by us, stuff like that, right? To Jeff, Julie, Gary, all right, everybody that's a part of this. Hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas. Happy holidays to whatever holiday you're holidaying, all right, and a fantastic new year, okay, into 2026. So for the last one of this year, the toast is going to go something like this. You know what rhymes with Thursday? Alcohol.
And obviously, yeah, on a programming note, next Thursday is literally Christmas Day, so we will not be doing a show next Thursday. The following Thursday is New Year's Day. I know people usually do stuff on New Year's Eve. I don't know if people do stuff on New Year's Day, so I'll be around. If I know, we can talk about it if we're interested in doing a show on January 1st to kick in the New Year's. We can do that, or if we're going to watch football or do something different, we don't have to, but we'll talk about it before then. But definitely next Thursday is December 25th, Christmas Day. We will not be having a show, so do not tune in because we will not be here.
Yep.
Sean says, why not?
You guys got any big plans for the holiday? Anybody traveling or doing anything fancy or special, or same old stuff?
No, I'm just happy I get a day off.
Me too.
Oh, what are these self-defense emporium hours? Since you mentioned that, what are your holiday hours? You know,
Closing at like 3 or something like that
Christmas
on Christmas Eve.
on Christmas Eve. Okay,
Same-
close Christmas Day.
Christmas Day we're not open, but you can go there. I ain't gotta be there.
What about New Year's Eve and New Year's Day? Normal hours or what?
No, 3:00 or something like that on New Year's Eve, and I don't think we're open on New Year's Day.
No.
We're not open on New
All
Year's
right.
Day, so that's
So same thing. 3:00 Christmas Eve, close Christmas Day. 3:00 New Year's Eve, close New Year's Day.
Sean said,
Otherwise, regular hours. All right.
Smoke Show 3D website may be changing soon with even better giveaways.
oh, look out!
Ooh.
Sean's gonna have some big news in a little bit. So
Yeah,
James
New Year's,
said-
new giveaway.
James said, live show New Year's. We don't know yet. I don't think so.
we're not saying we're not having one. All right, but we'll
Stand
see.
by.
We'll talk
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
on standby.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
it's New Year's Day. Most people don't do anything on New Year's Day. I'm just saying I probably won't be. New Year's Eve, obviously, but New Year's Day I won't be. But obviously, people may be doing stuff, or we have other things going on, and I don't know what Carrie's going to do. But we'll talk about it before we'll post something up if we're going to have one or not. It'll be on the website, so just follow the page and it'll be fine. The placebo GOP health. So we'll figure it out. If not, Happy New Year to everybody as well.
There you go.
Yep.
So today I had Killjoy. So Carly and Ariel, I had them come in. All right. So my buddy Jeff, Carly's his daughter, right? So he calls up and says, "Hey, my daughter wants to know if her and her friend can come in and you can teach them some stuff because they want to start learning about self-defense and they want to get the concealed weapons license or whatever." I said, "Yeah." Right. So he's like this. He goes, "Well, she's kind of like a big deal." And I'm like, "Yeah." And he sends me her TikTok thing and she's got 2.7 million followers. And I'm like, all right. So I didn't know what to expect. And they both came in and they're both like just absolute great people. All right. Very, very pretty girls. Right. And, they want their license and stuff like that. So I put on a whole thing for them, did a, condensed concealed weapons license class, took them into the simulator, put them on a simulator, let them do a couple scenarios, put them on this time steel, and then took them through the shoot house and then took them out on a range. And they started posting stuff. So like a half hour ago, I get a message from my friggin' nephew up in Massachusetts. He's like, "Hey, did you do a thing with an influencer named Carly today?" And I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, I sent him the picture of the three of us. He's like, "What the fuck?" Right? He goes, "Man, I followed them. I sent her a message saying, 'Hey, you're in my uncle's store.'" So it was pretty cool. Like we had a really good time.
They did really well with
They were very good.
Yes.
They were very good on the guns.
Yep.
Right? So it was a lot of fun. So we're probably going to get some pretty good social media out of that. I keep checking to see what's going on.
Nice.
But we'll see how that all plays out. But that's good. We got a bunch of classes happening. So we got J.R. Crosby's teaching his first class Saturday, which is a pretty cool class. Fighting. It's like, what is it? Fighting with your concealed carry or something like that. How to fight when you're tied up, how to shoot from retention, stuff like that. So that should be pretty good. We got a couple other classes going on. The USCCA is running a bunch of classes. So that's what's going on at the Emporium.
We're doing a Refuse to be a Victim.
When's that?
That is January 25th, I believe.
25th?
Yeah.
So that's a Thursday?
No, it's going to be on the last Sunday of the month in January.
The 28th.
28th.
Yep. So Refuse to be a Victim class. All right, that's a pretty good class. Julie teaches that. But should be pretty good. What do we got going on? We got a new marijuana law or something like that?
Well, no. So Trump signed an executive order, as he's wanting to do, reclassifying marijuana from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. So, as we've discussed numerous times, and I've done a bunch of videos on it on my channel, even in Florida, because you can have medical marijuana under state law, or even in like Colorado where you can have regular marijuana, you still won't pass a background check and you're still not permitted to possess a firearm, because under federal law, marijuana is a Schedule 1 narcotic, just like cocaine and meth and everything else. And if you're using marijuana, even if it's legal to use in your state, the feds say it's still illegal. So if you're using marijuana, you're still violating federal law. You're still a prohibited person and can't buy a firearm. You'll fail the background check if you answer the question on the form honestly. If you lie, then you're committing a felony by lying, and you're not permitted to have a gun. So what we've been advocating for years is the way to fix that is to remove marijuana from Schedule 1 and put it down to Schedule 3. At that point, you can smoke all the marijuana you want, either, whatever your state laws are, obviously, is whatever laws you'll have to follow. But then people who have medical marijuana cards in Florida will be able to pass the background check, and they won't be breaking federal law, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what has to happen to fix it. The problem is it's a law. It was passed by the legislature, and the legislatures are the only one in the Constitution who can actually change the schedule of the drugs. It can't be done by executive order, regardless of whether it's Trump or Biden or whoever else, whether you like executive orders or not. The fact of the matter is that he can't reschedule it by executive order. So what happened is he signed an executive order reclassifying it. Everybody's kind of, well, what does that mean for us? Now, for example, I'm actually reading a thing here coincidentally from Gun Owners of America, and this is what they say. President Trump just ordered that marijuana be reclassified from Schedule 1 to Schedule 3. Gun Owners of America is calling on ATF to cease treating Americans who are prescribed marijuana as unlawful users of controlled substances and federally prohibited from possessing firearms. Firearm transaction records are just backdoor gun registration forms that shouldn't exist, but since they do, ATF must issue guidance to purchasers that Form 4473, Box 21F, is outdated and no longer applies to gun owners who are prescribed medical marijuana. The problem is again, he can't do it by executive order. So now this is another one of these things. Now then, he's done it by executive order. Some state is probably going to sue him, probably a Democratic state, which is ironic because all of a sudden what they say about Trump. If he came out against cancer, the Democrats would all of a sudden be for cancer because they just, whatever he's for, they have to be against. So the irony is that they're the ones that have been talking for years that marijuana shouldn't be illegal, and now Trump comes out and executive orders it to not be illegal so people can buy guns, and now all the Democrats are coming out and saying, oh, you can't do that. So now all of a sudden, as Trump's wanting to do, he's got them defending positions that they normally wouldn't defend just because they don't like him. So some Democrat governor or state is going to sue and say you can't do that, and then it's going to work its way through the Supreme Court, and they're either going to say his executive order stands or it doesn't stand, just like all this shit with immigration and everything else. In the meantime, since the ATF works for the executive branch, because they're an executive agency, and their chief executive officer said this is not a crime anymore, basically, or stop doing this, the theory is, well, then ATF shouldn't be enforcing it, whether it's still in the law or not, because their boss said don't enforce it. But that's also not generally how the law works. But anyway, so no, it's another one of these things. Be careful what you read, because people will be posting things saying, oh, now all of a sudden you can do this or you can do that, or go ahead and lie on the form or whatever. And you should not do that until everything gets sorted out. So technically, no, there is no new law about marijuana. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. My opinion is you can't do that. It's a legislative law, and he can't reclassify things just because he wants to. Whether you want him to or not, whether you agree with him or not and think it's a good idea, which I happen to think that it is, he can't just do it with a pen.
There you go.
So there you go. Marijuana and guns. Still the number one question I get on a regular basis. Marijuana and guns.
Yep. You should just start off every show you have just saying, look, if you got your marijuana card, you can't.
Right.
Just start off like that.
Smoking, or if you have a card, you can't have a gun.
There it is.
So anyway, so we'll see how it plays out. Like everything else, you just kind of have to wait and see how it plays out.
Didn't they pass something else in Florida recently? Or was DeSantis talking about passing something else? I thought I saw something the other day and I was going to send it to you and I forgot. Do you know of anything new?
About marijuana or anything? No, I mean, I haven't heard anything.
Laws. About gun laws.
About gun laws? No, I mean, nothing's really been passed. I mean, there's well, the see, something passed. I'm trying to remember. Something did pass the House.
Was it the age?
Oh, the 18.
Was it
the 18? Right, the 18, 19, and 20-year-old bill to remove that part from Marjorie Stoneman Douglas did pass the House, but it's now in the Senate, which is where those things usually die. And the scuttlebutt is that the Senate president, who is a Republican, but he doesn't like open carry, is trying to use the 18 law as a bargaining chip to get restrictions on open carry. Like, hey, if you guys vote for signs having weight of law, or open carry not being legal in outdoor spaces, or whatever language they want to try and come up with, then we'll go ahead and pass the 18, 19, and 20-year-old thing. So it did come out of the House. It's over in the Senate. It's not real law yet. It hasn't been implemented or put into effect. It's still got to come out of the Senate, and then it's got to be signed by the governor. But just be wary, because there's some shenanigans going on. But nothing has changed. The law has not changed at all for anything.
All right.
Except everybody seems to be really concerned with license plate brackets these days. But other than that, I swear
It's
every post I get on Facebook is about license plate brackets.
Yeah, it's only illegal if it covers up important information, right?
Oh, I guess it depends on what sheriff you talk to, because some sheriffs, like here's a funny story. Literally on the same day, so somebody called me and hired me on a case where they were pulled over by the sheriff's department, and the police report literally says they had a bracket, and the bottom part of the bracket covered up half of the letters that say Sunshine State, or where the county would be. So they pulled them over in violation of the statute. Literally that same day, another sheriff's department posted a meme, or not, but a picture on their Facebook page saying, we don't consider the information at the bottom of the license plate essential, so you could cover it up. And they literally showed a picture of a license plate that looks just like the one that my client has on her car, because she sent me a picture of it. And then the very next day, the Florida Department of Highway and Motor Safety Vehicles issued a similar thing that said, we don't really care if it covers up the words at the bottom because they're not essential. So the Sarasota Sheriff's Department believes that in my opinion, if you're a black person driving in the wrong neighborhood or whatever, if you've got the bracket on there that's covering up Sunshine State, they're going to pull you over and smell your car to see if it smells like marijuana. And then Seminole County Sheriff says you can't do that, and the Florida DHS&V says you can't do that. So that case is probably headed for a motion to suppress. But it was ironic because literally the same day I looked at the police report, and it had the exact opposite words of what the postings from other sheriffs and Florida Highway Safety Motor Vehicles says. So I can't tell you what's legal or what's not legal about those freaking license plate brackets, because every sheriff's department seems to have their own opinion about it. And the DHS&V, which is not a legal authority, like they're not lawyers or prosecutors, there's just a DMV, is saying that it's okay. So I don't have one. I actually got rid of mine years ago because the only thing that changed is they made it a crime. So it's always been against the law to have like the dark ones that kind of cover up your bracket so you can't see it, or the ones that prevent the RFIs from reading it and all that kind of stuff. They've always been illegal, but they were just a ticket. if you had it on your car before, they just wrote you a ticket. It was a non-moving violation. It was like a $132 fine, and that was it. The only thing that happened is they now made it a second-degree misdemeanor. So if you've got one of those plates that are covering your license, instead of being a ticket, now you could technically get 60 days in jail or probation, whatever comes with a second-degree misdemeanor. So the actual definition of what you could have on your car didn't change, just the penalties increased. So I took mine off my car a long time ago because I would get repeatedly police reports and probable cause affidavits that started out with, I pulled the vehicle over because they had a license plate bracket that was covering up a quarter inch of the letters at the bottom of the thing. Like, I've read it so many times because they pull people over for it all the time. And it is a pretextual stop. Like, it is. Like, what happens is, it's perfectly legal. What happens is they stake out like what they believe to be a known drug house, and then they wait for a car to leave the drug house, and they get behind it and they follow it in an unmarked car and wait for it to not put on its blinker or stop past the stop bar or whatever, so that they can have an excuse to pull the car over and then go up and hope that they smell marijuana in the car, because if you smell marijuana in the car, that gives you a right to search the car. And so, some people say that's proactive law enforcement. Other people say it's, pretextual stops for bullshit reasons. But as long as it's a lawful stop, you could do it. But so they've been doing that for years with the license plate bracket. So I took mine off my car years ago because I know that they've been doing it for pretextual stops. Now, I'm a white guy driving an SUV in Lakewood Ranch. They're not going to pull me over. But if I'm not that particular person who's not supposed to be in that neighborhood, or I look a particular way, or my car looks a particular way, and they're looking for a reason to pull you over so they can talk to you and get a whiff inside your car, then having that bracket on there is an excuse that they're going to use every single time. So I think some departments are going to continue to do it and wait for it to be challenged in court as to what, let a judge throw it out, basically, if that's the case. And other ones are going to say, quit pulling people over for brackets. It's sort of like when open carry law first came out. You had some sheriffs that were like, we're not going to enforce this at all. And other sheriffs are like, well, we're still going to enforce it until the 30th day because that's what the law says. So it all depends on your sheriff, basically. But as of like 5 days ago, Sarasota Sheriff's Department was pulling people over for brackets on their car that cover up Sunshine State at the bottom. So long story short, I just wouldn't have it on there. Do you really care that much about Ghetto Nissan or Jeff Gordon or the Florida Gators or whatever you have on your license plate bracket to risk getting pulled over? I mean, to me, none of those things are worth getting pulled over for.
Nope.
Don't want any trouble with the law. Nope.
That's about it. No, there's no new gun laws or nothing new going on. There won't be now because everybody's on, all the legislature's on holiday vacation or whatever. Like, nobody's in session. Like, nothing's going to happen. And the motion get is an executive order from Trump, because he does those at like 2:00 in the morning when he's bored. So you might get some executive orders, but other than that, there won't be any new legislation or anything new that comes out between now and the sessions that start back up in mid-January. They take like a freaking month off.
All right. So that's about it, huh?
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Say because we can't spin the reel. Oh,
Yeah,
Pablo's on.
we can just sign out.
Rock a man.
Does anybody have any questions or any things they want to tell us before we sign out? Otherwise, yeah, we can call it a early night, take the rest of the year off, come back fresh in 2026.
I don't see any questions coming up.
I have one request. If anybody out there is looking to get Mike and Julie gifts, get them something that makes their fucking computer work.
Hey, it's not, it's not always my computer's fault.
Whenever we have technical problems on this show, it is 90% of the time related to y'all's
It is not
computer setup you
90%
got
of
over
the
there.
time.
So I don't know if somebody needs to pay for upgraded internet or upgraded software, but put it on a Christmas list and somebody in the chat buy it for them.
Oh man!
Somebody get me an updated trumpet. If you want to get me something, you get me an updated trumpet.
All right. Spank the sponsors and let's say goodnight.
All right, so one more time. Our king sponsor, Johnny Custom Glock, because life is way too short to have a Glock trigger that sucks. And our jester sponsor, Sean Hilton at Smoke Show 3D, always hooking us up.
Woo-hoo! Yeah, baby.
And don't forget the Self Defense Emporium, all right, where you should go get all your training. All right.
You get your training, get some guns, get some coffee, get some empanadas. You can get all kinds of shit out there. You can do some shooting. One stop
Oh, don't
shop
forget.
out there at STE.
For all the ladies, all right, Saturday mornings, 10 o'clock to 11, Caffeine and Carry. Julie's running that, having all the cool guests come in and do speeches. Who you got this week?
JR.
JR Crosby coming in.
He's going to tell us a little bit about where we should carry our tools and what we should do. Should we be locked up with somebody, how to get to our weapons by pushing them away, creating space.
And just so happens that's what he's teaching in the class too.
I know. So ladies, you need to sign up for that class.
That'll be a good Caffeine and Carry, and then it's going to be a great class.
Awesome.
So
before you say anything else, hang on. Mike Jennings, a friend of mine I used to teach with, needs
Michael.
to get a trust set up, Jeff. So Mike Jennings, call Jeff.
Call Jim. Call
Give him
me,
the number, Jeff.
email me. You just email me, go to my website and put in an inquiry or whatever. But yeah, just reach out. I'll get it done for you ASAP.
Excellent. I just got mine done.
I did mine.
I just
Yeah,
had
like
I just
3
had my
years.
trust done the other day. Thank you, Jeff.
That's awesome. It's about
You only had to
time.
change the date on it because it took me
I
forever.
don't like to rush into things.
I know.
All right, so
Well,
happy
remember,
holidays, all right? Merry
on
Christmas.
that note, just the last thing for everybody on that note, January 1st is when tax stamps become free. So if you're going to get a trust and buy something,
Oh,
don't do it between now and January 1st because you'll have to pay the $200 tax still. But on January 1st, you will not have to pay it. In fact, ATF put out a notice that their e-filing, the e-form filing, you can do it online, will actually be shut down between like December 24th and January 2nd or something because they got to update the system to stop charging people $200. So if you're going to buy all that stuff, you could buy it now from a store. Like you can go to any of the stores and buy one, but don't fill out your paperwork and do your form and send it in until after January 1st because it'll save you $200. You can use that money to put towards Mike and Julie's Christmas present of internet.
yeah.
Whatever. All right. So once again, Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. All right. Happy New Year. We will see you guys in 2026. All right. Play the music. Peace. Thanks. I don't know why I'm showing you guys peace because
Yeah, you can't do anything because they can't see you.